So instead of doing a Aerodrome Finance price update, since today really we're at exactly the same point we were at yesterday, at least the point of time I'm filming this is around 9 a.m. on today being September 30th or 29th, Sunday. Essentially, we're still consolidating at around $1.17. We found a nice spot. We haven't dipped too far down from that, which is awesome, right? But yeah, we've kind of just been staying at this spot, which I'm completely okay with seeing. And yeah, honestly, just really excited to see what happens going into October, of course. But we're not going to really do much of a price update today. Today's going to be my exit strategy with Aerodrome Finance, my personal exit strategy, and why that is my exit strategy. Going into it, my exit strategy, if I had to baseline it based off the information that I have right now in front of me, Aero's current price, where I predict Aero to be at the end of Q4, at the end of this year, and where I predict its top to be in the March, April area. That is when I plan to exit. March, April, if I had to be very specific, I'm going to say early April to late March, and depending on how things go, it could be earlier than that and it can be later than that. And that is exactly the point of the rest of this video, is going to be understanding that you need to have an adaptive exit plan. Why? Because if you have a price target of $5 for Aero to hit in spring and it hits $5 next month or November, then what are you going to do then? Are you going to sell and then miss out on months of accumulation in terms of price with Aerodrome, or are you simply just going to take your $5 and leave? And if that's what you're comfortable with, then of course go for that. But I want you guys to make the most money, but also I don't want you to ride up and ride the wave down. So you have to be adaptive with your price goals and ultimately find a price that you find comfortable for you, that's realistic. But this can always change, and that's why I really want to stress the importance of having an adaptive exit strategy, guys. For me, again, spring is where I'm looking to exit. If I had to give a price for the end of this year, that it just really depends. But if a top I'm looking to exit at is anywhere from $30 to $40, might sound crazy to some of you, but ultimately that's the conclusion I've came with based off everything I know about Aerodrome Finance. That is where I personally intend to exit, in the $30 to $40 range, ideally more towards the $30 range to be safe. But again, I just want to stress the importance that anything could change. Aerodrome could stay at this $1.17 level till December. In that case, honestly, I'd be expecting a $5 to $10 top in where I'm looking to exit into spring. But it really depends on Aerodrome's fluctuations in price. If Aerodrome, again, hits $5 next month, hits $8 in November, and then hits like $15 somehow in December, obviously from that point on to get to $30, it's just a 2x in the most bullish months. And obviously that's just one scenario I'm giving, but in crypto, anything can happen. We could have an earlier alt season. We could have realistically anything happen. And so you have to understand that, and you have to be adaptive towards whatever is happening. And if Aerodrome's not going to hit anything crazy, if it's going to max out at $5 to $10, which I don't believe it will, but if it somehow does, you have to be prepared for that situation. And what's going to tell you that is, again, if we just hit low price levels leading up into the end of Q4, and if we continue to just slowly see any signs of growth until like March, April. But honestly, the direction that Aerodrome's been going, the community that's backing it, everything relating to Aerodrome, it performing better than Ethereum in terms of revenue, really taking up more market share in this kind of chain economy, if you want to call it, than Uniswap. There's so much that Aerodrome is doing, backed by Coinbase. If you think about it, all the normies who are coming in and actually using crypto in their everyday lives, using Coinbase could literally become the number one. I mean, it already is, but it could be a lot bigger than it already is. And if you understand that, and it's backing Aerodrome. Literally, it's the token of Coinbase, essentially. The unofficial token of Coinbase is how our community views it. Well, then what do you think it's going to do to the price? It's going to be phenomenal, in my opinion. But again, I'm open to anything because I want to be adaptive. I don't want to just have one set view and then that costs me a lot of money. And so you guys have to understand that.